Hey everyone, Steve from Insight Central on the Sphere. Gonna do a video on my Insight. It's a little late here, but yeah, I gotta show you guys. I mean, the capability of the IMA motor of this car. I mean, it's pretty impressive. Like, I'm not gonna throttle it. This is strictly, I'm gonna just give it electric power. It's gonna be very difficult because I got one hand on the camera here. Let me just get it in gear first. Like, yeah, I definitely need to get some kind of. Maybe that's all electric power. That's not bad. I mean, it's pulling about 15 kilowatt peak. I'm doing my best here, bear with me, guys. Like, first gear is pretty, like, it'll, like, a little throttle there. I only got so many hands. What I've noticed is maximum power from the IMA motor comes around 1500 to 2000 RPM. I've just been checking to see where all the power comes from, or where the power band is, I guess. Like right now I'm second gear. No, that's about 2500 RPM. It's got like pretty, like, for around town cruising, I mean, it's probably, like, it works pretty well on the highway assisting the gasoline motor. Like, it's pretty strong. But I mean, first, second, third gear pulls are pretty, like, it's not bad at all for what it is. And you know, hopefully you know, Peter's mod at 40% current will be even better. I mean, I'm currently running the 35% current mod, and I do get there's one, the P1439 error I get on heavy regen, but if I'm not too heavy in the regen, it's not that bad. I'm gonna try to give her as much as I can give her here. Sorry, the let off a bit. Yeah, it just keeps climbing. It's it's pretty impressive, I have to say. You know, for a lot of you guys out there that are just on the standard nickel metal hydrate battery without any mods, I mean, you know, coming from that all the way to how far I've gotten this car right now is pretty. Like, the current mod was probably the most impressive thing so far that I've been able to do. Mima's been good, you know, but without, you know, better battery's gonna help, but without the actual additional power output like I'm getting right now, it wasn't really as fun as I would say. Like, I can pretty much get around my my area here, you know, pretty reasonably. 40-50 zones in this area, so I mean, I can get away with like 15 kilowatt motor power. It runs it pretty fine. Not so much. I mean, the highway, it's fairly good. It's more of an assist on the highway. I mean, you still got to run it. But I'm pretty sure if there was no motor and no gasoline motor, you could definitely run this car with just electric motor. I mean, it wouldn't probably be fast, but I'm thinking of all the weight reduction you'd have. Maybe, you know, if you lose the internal combustion engine and all the components, you'll easily drop maybe 150 pounds, I would think, at least. And I don't know, maybe run like an empty block with just a crankshaft in it, and figure out how to run the IMA motor on a separate controller altogether. because I don't know if you could maintain the Honda controller, but yeah. So I'm gonna give you guys a couple little specs too, since I'm here. So I don't know exactly how much gasoline I've burned so far, but probably around the 35-liter plus mark. This is my tank today. 110. So I would say probably about 75% highway, 25% city. And this is where I am right now for the tank. So I'm at 880 kilometers, or sorry, 880 miles, or as I like to do it in Ontario here, we're in kilometers, so it's 1400, just over. I'm gonna probably bring it to 900 miles. That's my goal. If I can get past 900 miles, that's good enough for me. But I would say most of these kilometers I put on the car in the last tank have been pretty hard city kilometers. I mean, just my commute. I don't really typically take highway. I mean, it's a lot of stop and go, and this is very impressive. I mean, 96 miles per gallon in stop and go traffic. You know, I've probably estimated on. I'm estimating, and I'm going to monitor this, but I want to find out how much electricity I'm using per gasoline fill. So I'm going to probably estimate in the ballpark of around 75 to 80 kilowatts of power that have been used to charge the battery, you know, obviously several times to recharge my 40 amp hour 165 volt pack 50S 2P A123 lipos, A123 lithium, I should say. So yeah, 40 amp hour pack. But it's been pretty good. So, what else could I show you guys? I did install the Rasta cruise control just recently. Can you guys even see that? I don't even know. Anyways, it's right there. If you can see it, the lighting in the car really isn't too well, and it runs okay. I mean, I have to tweak the settings a bit in the Rasta cruise control, but it's pretty interesting to drive with the cruise control because it seems like the cruise control reacts much quicker than if I put it in Pima mode. Like Pima there's a delay for it to respond, and then there's hard assist, and it seems like the cruise control is fighting with the IMA motor in a sense to try to keep constant power. So it'll be, you know, fluctuation of power and then let off, and then power and let off. Typically what usually a cruise control does, but on this car it's just kind of strange because you're fighting with the power of the IMA motor, so it doesn't work as nicely as I thought it would. But I definitely wanted it because on long trips, I mean, it's a little hard to always be so easy on the throttle. And typically on long trips, I don't want to use too much of my battery because I usually end up charging at night. So, anyways, enough of me talking. I'm gonna go to sleep. So let's see what we use today. So I've probably done, what did I do today? Go back. Hold on. Okay, so I've done 123 kilometers, but I've charged today once, so I did charge, I'm not going to lie. But I'm going to say I probably used somewhere in the ballpark of 35 amp hour. So I did get the charge once today, so but I didn't fill the pack, so yeah. Well, next to come, I'm gonna try to get Peter's BMS system installed. I've been prolonging this BMS install for so long, and it's obviously one of the most important things to do. But I just had so many other things on my plate to do besides the charger. I just installed the cruise control, and I also installed this. I don't know if you guys can see it. You know what? I don't think you guys... Well, you might see it. Charge plug right there. So it's not hooked up yet, but I have to run the wiring for it. But I can't even show you anything in here because I have a bunch of crap in the car. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye bye.